Part 1. The Seeds of Memory. The aroma of instant coffee and chalk dust was the perfume of their adolescence. The living room of Luca's small flat in Balham smelled exactly as he remembered, a scent that was a mixture of late-night revision sessions, youthful dreams, and the unshakable security of a friendship that seemed forged to last a lifetime. Now, 10 years older and sitting on the same worn-out sofa, he and Matt looked at each other through the veil of adult experience. The flat was the same, but the men decidedly were not. "Remember when we tried to set up that bicycle courier service in sixth form?" Luca asked, a smile playing on his lips as he stirred a spoon of sugar into his tea. His body language was more restrained than the boy he'd been, his movements revealing the weight of a corporate career in the city that was consuming him from the inside. Matt laughed, a deep, genuine sound that echoed in the empty room. "Remember? Blimey, we nicked your sister's bike and your mom's picnic hamper. We said we were going to dominate the local logistics market." He opened his arms in a wide, theatrical gesture that still carried the contagious enthusiasm of his youth. Matt had studied graphic arts in Brighton and returned to London with a digital portfolio and a heart full of ideas, but with few concrete prospects. It lasted, 3 days? Until I broke the bike going down Balham High Road. And I got chased by Mrs. Higgins' terrier, Luca completed, shaking his head with a bittersweet nostalgia. "We thought we were geniuses. Could barely tie our own shoelaces." A comfortable silence fell over them, familiar as an old blanket. It was this shared memory, this recollection of innocent failure, that had brought them to this moment. Both were at a crossroads in their lives. Luca, a financial analyst, felt like a cog in a gigantic, faceless machine, his soul slowly being hollowed out in exchange for a comfortable yet meaningless salary. Matt, a freelance graphic designer, swam in uncertainty, jumping from project to project, yearning for something that was truly his, something that carried his signature and Luca's, just like in the old days. It was Matt who broke the silence, his voice a whisper laden with possibility. What if we gave it another go? Properly this time. Luca looked at him, his tired eyes meeting his friend's sparkling ones. The idea was absurd. They had bills to pay, responsibilities. But deep within that weariness, a small flame ignited. The flame of remembering what it felt like to be alive, to feel like an us. "Doing what?" asked Luca, his voice cautious. "I don't know," Matt admitted, a disarming smile on his face. "But we know how, together, like we always have." And so, in that room full of happy ghosts, two brains, one mission was born. The name was a joke from Matt, a homage to their school days when they believed their combination of logic and creativity could conquer the world. In the following months, that joke became an obsession. Evenings and weekends were spent in that same flat, now transformed into a makeshift headquarters. The floor became littered with Matt's sketches, logos, app concepts, product designs, while Luca covered the walls with post-its full of numbers, market projections, and business plans. The energy was electric. It complemented each other like yin and yang. Luca was the anchor, meticulous and analytical. Matt was the sail, visionary and inspiring. They argued with the passion of brothers, their voices rising in heated debates about brand strategy or profit margins, but they always ended up laughing, remembering why they were doing it. It was during one of these brainstorming sessions that the final idea crystallized. Matt, frustrated with the difficulty of finding trustworthy local artists to decorate his flat, lay on the floor and complained. "Why isn't there a place where you can find everything that's made here in London? Proper things with a story?" Luca, who was wrestling with a spreadsheet, stopped. His eyes met Matt's. "A digital marketplace," he said slowly. "But not just any marketplace. A platform for stories, crafts, regional products, emerging designers, all with their own narrative. We connect the creators directly with people who value authenticity." Root and Branch was conceived. The idea was to create an online platform that was more than a shopping site. It would be a community that celebrated the essence of British craftsmanship. In the following months, they dove in headfirst. Luca used his savings to buy the domain and rent a small office in a renovated old building in Shoreditch. Matt designed a stunning visual identity, inspired by Victorian tiles and London brickwork. They worked until the early hours, surviving on coffee and the adrenaline of building something of their own. The launch was a modest but hopeful event. They sent emails to every contact they had, shared on social media to the point of exhaustion. In the first few days, there was a small traffic spike, mainly from curious friends and family. But as the weeks passed, the harsh reality began to set in. Website traffic stagnated, sales were rare and sparse. The creators, initially excited, began to drop out, frustrated by the lack of visibility. Root and Branch wasn't failing spectacularly, was dying a slow, silent death, a withering that was infinitely more painful. The pressure began to weigh on them. Their discussions, once productive, became more heated and less frequent. Luca, the pragmatist, saw the numbers sinking and began to question every decision. Matt, the dreamer, felt his creativity being strangled by financial anxiety. The seed they had planted with so much love seemed to be rotting in the arid soil of the real market. And the worst part was that, for the first time in their entire lives, the silence between them was no longer comfortable. It was heavy, laden with the unspoken fear that perhaps their greatest achievement, their friendship, might be the next victim of their failure. End of part 1. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel.